Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. You know the drill. We're back at it again with the Entitled People Reddit stories. So let's jump into it. Entitled mother and daughter try to scam a hotel restaurant. I'm the food and beverage manager at a hotel that's right next to one of the most beautiful mountains in my country. That said, the hotel is literally in the middle of nowhere, a 20-kilometer drive from the nearest main road into town. When it comes to bookings for the restaurant, the bookings are made at reception and then the information goes in our booking file, which I check every day. I only get hands-on involved when the booking consists of 20 or more people. Any less than that are left to the restaurant supervisors. Now, on to the main story. Our reservations manager called me one day, asking me to come take a look at an event that was just booked at our hotel. 25 guests. A woman, our entitled daughter, wants to have a birthday celebration for her mother's 52nd birthday. I think, easy peasy. I get in touch with her, send her my wine and drinks list. She chooses what she wants and prepays for the drinks. Easy $7,000. A week goes by, and I get another call from reservation manager. The lady has upped her booking to 50 guests now. Immediately, I'm thinking, oh shiz. The space she reserved for her celebration can only hold maybe 40 people, and she is bringing a few children as well. I get in touch with her again, explain that we will have to move her to our main restaurant area, as the West Wing won't accommodate all her guests. I advise her that she can gladly choose our private venue, which is downstairs, mainly for conferences, but we'll have to pay an additional $7,000 venue hire. She opted for the restaurant. I let her know that will be fine, and then I ask if she wants to keep her buffet option the same, and to finalize what is due to cater for the additional people attending. She lets me know that she wants it the same as her original option, and I must just let her know what else is outstanding so that she can pay it. I'm thinking, great, awesome client, will be a smooth evening, as we are getting the finer details done 2 weeks prior. But would I be posting here if that were the case? I chat to Rezo Manager and get a final amount due. I call the entitled daughter back and let her know that about $8,000 is due. She is absolutely shocked and asks, "But why so much?" This is how the conversation went. "Ma'am, you have only paid $5,000 so far, excluding your drinks. The total amount for the food is $13,000. But I've already paid so much money. Why am I being charged so much for the food? You will be having 50 guests, and the buffet option you have chosen is $265 per person. This comes to $13K. With you already paid $5,000, this leaves $8,000 due." No! Then something wasn't explained to me properly. When I spoke to Rezo Manager, she said that with the buffet option that I chose, I only have to pay for 30 guests, and then I can add people on if I want. Me, trying to comprehend what this grown woman has just said to me. "Ma'am, the buffet option that you chose can only be provided if your booking is 30 people minimum. Then every person you add on to that is charged on top of that." No, OP, this was not explained to me properly. I literally facepalmed myself. Our Rezo Manager has been doing her job beautifully for the last 6+ years. So at this point, I was highly doubting that she explained it in the way that ED was saying. But I give her the benefit of the doubt, ruling it out to simple miscommunication. We'll get it sorted, right? Insert Donald Trump wrong meme here. She finally accepts that she has to pay the remaining balance, but gives me the silent treatment after that. Over the next 2 weeks, I text her about certain details I just want to confirm, but she never responded. Then the event rolls around yesterday. Supervisor 1 and myself set the restaurant up neatly and move some other tables upstairs to our loft area so that our in-house guests have a space for dinner without being bothered by the celebration in the main restaurant. Entitled daughter finally shows up at around 11 a.m. p.m. with her decorator to get the final touches done. She is very happy with the space, compliments our service, and keeps calling me sweetie, ugh. And then we leave her and the decorating team to do their thing so that we can get the lunch and dinner setups done. I'm nearing an 8-hour shift by the time I can finally sit down and just eat. Having worked 12 days in a row now with multiple double shifts, and suffice to say, I'm a little cranky. I do my own scheduling. I am working a lot due to being understaffed in the restaurant, so I am there a lot to help my staff. I took one bite of my food and my office phone rings. I see that it's the front desk's extension. I answer. Hi, OP. Entitled daughter wants to speak to you. Me, trying not to cry. Okay, I'll be there now. I put my pizza slice down, take a sip of my Red Bull, and trot off to reception. I spot entitled daughter standing at reception, looking absolutely defeated. I put on my best customer service smile and speak in a sickly sweet voice. Hi, ma'am. Is everything all right? No, OP. I'm just being told now that I cannot bring my DJ. I stand there, dumbfounded. Why was I not told before that I cannot bring a DJ? I've already paid for him, and I don't think I'll get my money back as he is already on his way here. Ma'am, you never mentioned that you were bringing a DJ. No, OP, I did. When I did the walk around with Rezo Manager, I mentioned that I was going to bring a DJ, and she said that it was fine. I've wasted more money now. I give a quick glance towards the front office manager, a silent plea. And now front office manager is being so rude to me, making me feel like I'm stupid, telling me that it's a public area and obviously a DJ would be a problem. I just look at her, nodding. What am I going to do now? I guide her away from reception, explaining that because this is a hotel, we cannot accommodate a DJ in the restaurant, as we have guests that would be disturbed by the music. We have to take our other guests into consideration. She sighs, puts her hand in front of her mouth, and just says, is there any way we can get the DJ here? I tell her that the best I can do is create a playlist for her on our sound system in the restaurant. She accepts this begrudgingly and wanders off to her decorating team. I disappear to my office again, my pizza cold by now, and just frown. I plop down on my chair, shovel pizza into my mouth, trying to also get as much work done as possible before the start of the event at 4 p.m. so that I can be present on the floor. 4 p.m. rolls around. I am exhausted. Having worked 10 hours already, I just need to stay for an hour to make sure everything is fine. Then I can slip away. Psych! We set out 58 plates, 50 guests, and 8 children, as was confirmed, and we let the party begin. They are loud. Oh my god. Supervisor 1, 2, and myself have to constantly ask for music to be put softer, for them to not scream, that we have guests in the loft area. But this falls on deaf ears. Supervisor 2 eventually said that if they continue to be too loud, we will have to ask them to leave. This finally kicks in. They tone it down. I make sure my staff are okay, that all areas are covered, have a quick chat with a few guests, and head off for the night. I have accommodations in the hotel, as I was placed here on a temporary contract to fix the food and beverage department, to then be transferred to a hotel in the same group in my city, about 4 hours away. I try to relax as much as possible, but knowing I have a proper Karen on my hands, I only stayed away for about an hour. I got dressed in casual clothes and headed back to the restaurant. What I saw nearly gave me a heart attack. That, and the 3 Red Bulls I already had at that point. There were easily 60 people flocked in the restaurant, not the 50 that were paid for. I walk into the kitchen, and the chefs are visibly panicking. They can't keep up with the amount of food that's being needed to replenish the buffet station. OP, there are more than 70 people. What is going on? Okay, so I'm going to end the story here, as it's already ridiculously long. If this gets enough attention, I will post an update to finish the story with the rest of the night, and also about sour confrontations with the entitled mother and the entitled daughter and her friend the next morning. Update. I honestly didn't expect this to gain much traction, but who here doesn't love some classic drama? Okay, so after the executive chef was practically pooping his pants, I went to front office manager's office with a look that screamed, "Emergency!" I told her that there are way too many people here, and she calmed me down. I too can be a drama queen, and grabbed 2 cigarettes for us to quickly go smoke. Once we were back inside, we went upstairs to the loft area that overlooks the restaurant. We did a walkabout and did a head count each. She counted 72, I counted 74, but I was absolutely exhausted, so I could have been wrong. She counted again, 72. At that point, front office manager was so tired of this woman and her antics that she just burst out laughing. Manager and I went to her office, looking for entitled daughter so I could discuss the extra attendees. Could not find her at all. It was a themed event, and every single person wore white. A sea of fucking snow almost. I shoot her a text, explaining that we have done a head count, and now the additional buffets need to be rung up on her docket, and she needs to pay the balance so that we can settle it on a point of sale. I finally spotted her through the tinted window between the office and reception, phone ever so gracefully lighting up her face. She squinted, stared at her phone some more, whispered to the person next to her, then called Supervisor 2 over to her. "Oh boy, here we go. OP, entitled daughter is asking for you." I grin at front manager and she wishes me luck. I walk over to our lounge area next to reception where ED is sitting with 3 other ladies, one of which was wearing a big puffy white dress, similar to a wedding dress. "Ah, you must be the guest of honor." "OP, I'm stressing about this bill now. I was having such a great night, and now I feel it's just spoiled." I look at her, holding the check, a nice, fat 24,000 something bucks in bold. I snicker internally to myself. This check was her drinks and all buffets. "Ma'am, you informed us that you would be attending with 50 guests. We have to charge you for the food that your guests have eaten. Thank that we always keep a fair amount of food in the fridge as an in case of emergency, because we can just suddenly have a party of 20 people wanting to have lunch on a lastminute.com walk-in. But OP, the point of a buffet is that it's all you can eat. The food ran out so quickly." "Ma'am, with all due respect, it would run out quicker than expected due to having to cater for over 70 people instead of 50. We catered for 50 people, having at least 2.5 portions each. That's an extra 50 odd portions that were unexpectedly needed." This is where the entitled mother finally steps up. EM, in her big ass poofy dress, looking down at me. "This is not right. My daughter has paid a lot of money, and still she is treated poorly. Your service staff are disgustingly rude. That lady, front office manager, is so rude, and it's just shocking. Yes, OP, I don't have this kind of money, and with all my money being wasted on the DJ that I could not get here, I will only be able to pay on the 31st. 4 days after her event. My eyes widen a little at the sudden hostility, as I felt I've been very respectful and have been trying to resolve this amicably. Unfortunately, you will have to settle the balance before you leave the premises, whether that be when you check out tomorrow or leave tonight. We cannot allow you off the property without paying. EM huffs and puffs and says something to her daughter in a language that I do not understand. Very common language spoken here, but I am part of the minority that doesn't speak it. I speak to front office manager and supervisor 2 that she needs to sign her bill before she leaves the restaurant. I am mentally drained and I peace out for the night. Next morning, a new day full of opportunities to resolve the bitterness from last night. A new day full of promising drama. I am up early, get dressed, and head for the restaurant. It is super quiet, and I make myself the most god-awful cappuccino I have ever made in my life. I get to work, chat with the the executive chef, and we gossip about the previous night. And always remember, speak of the devil, and you shall step on his tail. My office phone rings. It's reception. I giggle as I answer, eager for some drama. But alas, I was not blessed. The security at the main gate gives each guest a slip with the gate code for when they leave. When a guest loses their slip, a senior manager has to escort the guest to the main gate, confirmed that the guest has stayed at the hotel, sign their new slip, and off everyone goes. I am lazy as fuck. I refuse to walk the 500 or 600 meter way to the main gate. So I go to my hotel room, get my car keys, and drive to the main gate. Security lets them out. I wish them a pleasant trip and drive back to the hotel. I forgot my cigarettes in my hotel room that morning, so I informed Chef that I'm taking my keys back to my room, grabbing my smokes, and then I want to go fucking smoke. It's nearly 10 a.m. and I need nicotine. On my way to my room, I pass reception. Oh god, there's entitled daughter, entitled mom, and entitled friend. Entitled friend spots me and snaps her fingers at me, beckoning me over like a mutt. I stick on a smile, just desperate to go smoke. Rather, wanting to put a fire out with my face than talk to this piece of work. You need to do something about front office manager. She is the rudest person I have ever dealt with. You need to speak to her. Teach her how to treat guests. I calmly raise my hands, asking her to please keep her voice down and to please explain what happened. She practically spits out a repetition of what she just said. I ask to be excused and slip into front office manager's office. She is just smirking. This is what she said happened when I was letting the guest out of the main gate. Receptionist 2 was helping them finalize payments so that they can check out and just leave to be Death Eaters elsewhere. Front manager hears a slight commotion and goes to the front desk to ask if she can be of assistance. Entitled mom, daughter, and friend just unleash at her, saying that she must not even speak to them. She's rude, and entitled friend even dared her to come around to this side of the desk, recording front manager and threatening to post our terrible hotel on Twitter. Front manager ignored everything after that and stepped back into her office. We contacted the director of operations and explained the whole story. I actually heard him laugh through the earpiece. Front manager grabs director of operations business card, hands it to me, and asks me to give it to the entitled group, and they can email him directly about all their concerns. When I stepped out to hand it to them, explaining that we have spoken to director of operations, with a slight smile on my face, entitled friend just looks defeated at this point. Taking the card, she sets it down on the counter and just walks away. In the beginning, they tried to pay less for more people, got caught, then still brought more people thereafter. Then it turned to excuses like, "Oh no, I can't pay," to a flurry of verbal abuse to scare us into dropping the extra charges. After they paid and left, we burst out laughing, wishing, oh so badly wishing, that the hospitality purge thing could be real. That we get one time a year that we can pepper spray a guest. Hope you all enjoyed. I sure as did, and we made killer money last night. Thanks to entitled mom and entitled daughter finally coughing up what they owed us. Thanks for reading. Hospitality purge? I love it. Honestly, I feel like every person who works in any kind of customer service, hotel, restaurant, retail, automotive, any service, should be allowed to pepper spray one customer per year without recourse. Some people just need a shot of spicy water straight to the retina, and people who work in customer service should be the one to deliver it. Great googly moogly though. I hope that all of this has made this hotel come up with a better system, like a contract or something with, you have prepaid for 30 people. You will be responsible for additional costs. Initial here to acknowledge that any guests above X number will result in additional fees per person, or start requiring a guest list, and that names not on said guest list will be bounced. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know, it all just seems seemed a little too loose, and I'm honestly surprised this hotel didn't get taken advantage of sooner. I've never worked in a hotel though, or a restaurant, so what do I know? Despite all that though, OP and her coworkers handled it all beautifully, and OP deserves a very long vacation paid for by her employer. But anyway, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed this full Entitled People story with the update. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!